I have a love-hate relationship with tax loss harvesting. Find out why in this video. Hi, I'm financial planner Sean Mullaney. Let's get to it. So the stock market's down this year, and guess what? Tax loss harvesting has become the rage, and there's some out there in the personal finance space who have an unbridled enthusiasm for tax loss harvesting. Well, I have a bit more of a nuanced feeling when it comes to tax loss harvesting. I think there are some flavors of tax loss harvesting that are great and some that aren't so great. Let's start off with my favorite flavor of tax loss harvesting. This would be a situation where perhaps you bought a stock or a mutual fund 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and now it has a built-in loss. And oh, by the way, perhaps right now you don't like that anymore. You'd rather be invested in something else. What I generally would recommend to you is let's do some tax loss harvesting, right? Why don't we sell that stock, that mutual fund, whatever that thing is, realize the loss, report it on the tax return, and deduct up to $3,000 this year against ordinary income. That's good. And carry forward losses into the future. That's good too, right? A modest tax benefit, but still, hey, let's get a tax benefit. And even better, we're going to reallocate into investments, mutual funds, whatever they are, that we like better than what we're holding today. So we've gone from a investment position we didn't like to an investment position we do like, and oh, by the way, we got a small tax benefit while doing so. That's tax loss harvesting that is absolutely worth it and worth loving. Let's love that tax loss harvesting. But wait a minute, that's not the only flavor of tax loss harvesting out there. Here's a flavor that I would say I hate. Now, hate's a strong word, but we're on YouTube. We got to use some fancy words, get some attention. But here's a flavor I really do not like. What I'm going to do in my investment life is I'm going to have a piece of my portfolio that consists of maybe 100 individual equities, right? Stocks of individual companies in different sectors. And what I'm going to hope and pray is by year end that even in a good stock market, 5 of those stocks, 10 of those stocks, 15 of those stocks will have a built-in loss. And I know based on history that if I have a very diversified basket of individual equities, that's likely to happen even when the stock market is roaring up, right? So what I'm going to do is by year end, my 5 losers, my 10 losers, my 20 losers, whatever it is, I'm going to sell some of those. And I won't reinvest in them for at least 30 days to navigate that whole wash sale rule thing. And I'll report those losses on my tax return and get an up to $3,000 deduction this year on my tax return. And I'll be able to replicate that every year. Won't that be great? Well, I think that prioritizes a financial tactic over financial goals. I mean, look, we got to step back and we got to say, well, wait a minute, what's the point of all this investment anyway? And I would say that the point of this investment is to achieve our financial goals. And that looks something like either financial independence, work optional, or flat out retirement, where I get to have food in my belly and clothes on my back and shelter over my head, right? That's sort of what I'm going for in terms of financial goals. And I think for 99.9% of Americans, forget the trust fund kids who got a big gift from mom and dad and that kind of thing, this video isn't for them, right? For most Americans, you're going to get to those financial goals, financial independence, retirement, whatever it is, through some combination of 2 things. First thing is contributions to financial assets, right? We have to contribute something into financial assets in order to build financial wealth and have financial security and meet our goals. That's one. The second thing is total return for the risks we're willing to take, right? So it's going to be some combination of contributions to financial assets and then total return within those assets. Those 2 things are going to get us, generally speaking, to our financial goals so that we have sufficient resources to meet our financial goals, okay? Notice I didn't mention taking a $3,000 tax deduction every year. Now, yes, that can in theory increase our total return because our taxes are reduced, and that's so in theory that should go into total return. But I think total return is generally around growth and having the right investment portfolio for the risks you're willing to take, right? I've yet to meet the person who got to financial independence or got to retirement because they were able to take a $3,000 tax deduction every year. It just doesn't happen that way, right? I think people get to financial independence, people get to their goals generally because They made the right level of contributions to their financial assets, and they had enough total return for the risks they were willing to take so that they could have their financial success. I think this tax loss harvesting, where we're hoping and praying that we have 5 losers by year end, I would rather rearrange my financial affairs so that I get total return. And then on occasion, if the stock market's bad, every third year, every second year, every fifth year, I pull that lever. Hey, I got some losses I can use. I can navigate the wash sale rule. And so once in a while, if the market did bad, okay, I pull that lever, I get a little tax loss harvesting, and I move on with my life. And I arrange my affairs so that I'm going for total return, not for a $3,000 tax deduction every year. What do you think about tax loss harvesting? Put your thoughts down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please like the video. It helps the channel out a lot. And please subscribe to the channel. See you next time.